author Lucy McConnell.
And I'm author Erica Penrod.
And I'm your host, Shaylee Dimmick. This is Angels Unscripted, where we talk all things angels. Did you know you have angels all around you? Join us as we talk books, friendship, romance, family, and more to discover the unscripted angels in your life.
Hi, and welcome back to Angels Unscripted. I'm author Lucy McConnell with my friend Erica Penrod and fellow author. So good to have you here today. Our illustrious host still is out with her tonsils, and so we are flying solo again today. I realized after last week's podcast that we are lost without her.
Yeah. We're not sure what's going on.
We desperately need her back. So please pray for Shaylee.
Are you going to tell me what to do? Or
No,
who's going to tell me
what to do? Somebody's going to tell us what to do.
Yes,
okay.
Right.
So today we are talking about the next book in the Angel series, which is Jack, which was written by Erica. All right. Tell us a little bit about Jack.
Okay. So Jack is an ER doctor, and he just moves to Benton Falls. So he is new. He loves his job, but he is pretty alone in life. Like his dad is a successful surgeon and a prestigious surgeon, and had a lot of expectations for Jack. But as Jack started his career down the path of medicine, he discovered that he really loved just being with the people, and so he ended up being an ER doc, which is not something his dad is super proud of him for being.
Gotcha.
And he takes this job in Benton Falls, which is this tiny town, and so basically in his dad's eyes he's just kind of,
continually falling off.
And Jack is dealing with that, and anyway, so Jack's alone, he's new to town, and he needs an angel, and she is coming to teach him the spirit of comfort.
Spirit of comfort. I love that. All right. Let's talk a little bit about comfort.
Comfort.
So, I don't know about you, but I love writing. I love writing so much. I could do it all day long. I actually find a lot of comfort in my job. And I'm assuming that Jack does too, because it's something that he enjoys. Okay.
Right.
So, are there other areas, like when that gets overwhelmed, like there are times that I have to be like, no, I need to hit the pause button and I have to go do this with my family because I'm part of a family too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also find great comfort in my family. So let's talk about some of the different places that we can find comfort.
That we can find comfort. Okay, well, just bringing Jack into the story, as you're talking about that, I'm thinking about, okay, where does Jack find comfort outside of the hospital? Because he's new, at this point, he doesn't have any friends in Benton Falls.
Yeah.
But he actually ends up volunteering. Well, he's kind of persuaded to volunteer by a cute little patient that came in to the ER with a sibling with a broken arm or broken appendage somewhere. I can't remember his arm, or like I'm thinking his arm. Anyway, he's like kind of volunteered to like go help at the school and go help at a couple of the Benton Falls community events, and so that's how we get Jack into the community. And
coercion.
Yes,
great.
It's fine. It totally works. I don't use that as a mother at all. But anyway, but that made me think about, it's through things like that too, like that we can find comfort in stepping outside of our comfort zone and giving comfort, because through that serving, whatever, that brings comfort. Because I myself, as you're saying, like, oh, writing brings me comfort, immediately I was thinking order, schedule, like a routine brings me comfort. And traditions bring me comfort.
Yes.
And so when things change, that's something I've had to work on. I have to be okay with that and find ways to find comfort in whatever I'm doing, whether I'm serving, whether, whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess that goes back to my crazy brain of organizing. I was like, because that's the first thing when you're like, well, this brings me comfort. I'm like, oh boy, that's exactly what brings me comfort.
And people. The phrase though, order is the first law of heaven.
Yes.
So you feel closer to heaven and more comforted when things are in order. I get that. I can understand that.
Well, I feel like I can be a better person in general when everything else is in order.
Yeah.
And so I love, and people bring me comfort, and I'm able to enjoy my family. Like, I love the comfort of routine, of schedule, but the same people in my life bring me comfort. It could be why I've had like the same best friend since 3rd grade.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's routine, people.
Yeah.
But like Jack, I think that putting myself outside of my comfort zone and finding ways to bring comfort into my life through service would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And that's kind of Jack's journey. That's kind of what happens with him.
Let's talk about the Christmas traditions that bring comfort. Well, I know you spent a good portion of yesterday getting your Christmas put out.
Oh my gosh. And shout out to my 2 daughter-in-laws who came yesterday.
Yes.
And okay. So we are not quite empty nesters, but we're getting close. And we have our 2 daughters are in their younger 20s, and they live with us, but they both work full time and are gone. Anyway, they were both gone this weekend, and so my husband and I got a glimpse of what being alone, being alone is going to be like. Well, on Saturday, and I am bringing this around to Christmas decorations. I'm going on a long tangent here. Anyway,
I'm going to take the roundabout route.
So on Saturday...
I'll just lean back and get comfortable.
Yes, please do.
Go for it.
So on Saturday, Cody and I are like trying to get everything put away for winter, put, the outdoor furniture.
Winterizing it all,
Just doing those kind of things, getting leaves put up. And we were thinking like, we'll... possibly like put the lights on the house, the Christmas lights, and do a few things. And we got the yard work done, and we had to take a break, run get some lunch, come back, and then we're both like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But we've got to I'm like, okay, I need this, XYZ done today, and then I can feel good about
the day.
Yeah. So, and bringing the Christmas decorations down we have a room over our garage, and that's where we put our Christmas decor. And it's like, I didn't count, but it's 10 to 15 boxes.
Oh.
Like, it's a lot.
That is a lot of Christmas decorations.
My one son gives me such a hard time over it because it is a lot. But anyway, so Cody and I were like, okay, well, we can do this. We can bring these down. And I said, are you sure you don't want to wait for the boys? Like, we could get our sons when they're back from whatever they're doing and call them to come over and help us. And we're like, no, we can do this. And we got to get used to doing things on our own anyway.
Isn't it a funny thought process?
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, we both hauled all the boxes down.
Yeah.
I couldn't do another thing Saturday night. We're both like sitting on the couch like, I'm like, okay, so we've learned some valuable lessons here today. We've got to downsize the yard. We've got to cut back on Christmas decor.
Yeah.
But then I get it out and I'm like, oh wait,
what would I leave out?
Yeah. I still need a couple things to go here. Anyway, that's kind of a illness that I have. But so that was Saturday night. I'm exhausted. Sunday is Sunday. I do church. I do all the Sunday things, and I know Monday's coming. And I have a very set schedule with our
things.
job.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a deadline here and there, and so I had planned to take this week off for Thanksgiving, and which by the time this airs, Thanksgiving will have passed, and that's all good. But anyway, long story short, I was tired, exhausted, and did not know how I was going to do all of my decorating in one day, because it's usually several days for me alone. But my 2 daughter-in-laws came, spent the day with me, and helped me we got everything done except for the great big tree that we will get this following weekend when we all go as a family. Another tradition, and go get a Christmas tree and bring it home, and then they'll help me put it up.
Awesome.
So that was a long story about
Christmas
my
decorations.
Christmas decorating.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do love about my Christmas decor, I was sharing this with my daughter-in-law, my newest daughter-in-law, who my son, they got married in September, so they've been dating for a while, but she's officially a part of the family. She has her own Christmas stocking now.
Oh, cute.
So I was sharing as I pulled out ornaments, I was telling her that the ornaments in my house don't really match. Everything is kind of a hodgepodge, but they all mean something. And so I was pointing out the ornaments that represent my grandmothers and my husband's grandmothers. And so that's a tradition to me. Like, the decor is important because it reminds me of all the great memories of Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to share that with her. And
Yeah.
so it was a
And
great
pass
day.
it on.
It was good. Yeah.
Pass it on. I love that. And that's a comforting thing too, to think about all those who have gone before you.
Yeah.
And who have celebrated with these things and
Right.
found love and joy in them. So I love Christmas stories, my family Christmas stories. We have ones. My grandpa, I guess, was he was a dairy farmer, and I don't know if it was because, and I'll have to ask for clarification, if it was because he was cheap or just because he was not like into Christmas.
Yeah.
But one year he brought home a tree that was so bad, he like tied a string around it and then screwed the string into the wall to keep the tree from falling over. Things like that, stories like that. I love to hear about my family because they bring me so much joy to hear about these funny things. And I remember my grandma had made beautiful ornaments, handmade beautiful ornaments. And I remember seeing those as a kid. But she made them in all pink before pink was cool for Christmas.
Really?
Because she loved pink. So
that is interesting.
Yeah, I was really impressed with her. I was like, she's a trendsetter. So that's one of the things I think about the holidays that is so comforting, is all of these wonderful traditions.
So do you have do you just tell them with your kids as you're like just doing things? For the holiday?
Yeah. We just bring them up. We've had trees that have had disasters before, and I'll laugh and I'll be like, oh, this reminds me of Grandpa Jimmy's story, and share the story,
so
things like that. I think there was another time that he bought one that was so sparse that he drilled holes in it and stuck cut branches off of other things and stuck them in there to fill it in a little bit.
Goodness.
I know.
That's like completely opposite of my first Christmas tree when Cody and I got married.
Yeah.
We were so excited to have our first Christmas tree and stuff. And that first year, and I had our baby just barely. And so I wasn't leaving. And so he was like, I'm going to go get the tree for ourselves, you know? And I was like, okay,
I'm the man. I'm going to go cut down the tree.
And he goes and he comes back. And mind you, we live in a little duplex.
Yeah.
And the living room is not that big.
Yeah.
He brings this tree in, and it takes like almost half of the room. Like we put it in the corner, and it still came out. Like it was so comical. Like we still laugh about it, but it was so great because he was so excited.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear this was not this pink when I got it. And I was like, I really don't have enough ornaments for that.
Yeah. You're like, this is going to be a tree.
So,
Speaking of ornaments, we have two that we got for our wedding that say First Christmas Together.
Oh, yeah?
And so my nephew got engaged this year, and I found one that said engaged, our engaged Christmas together, or something like that. And I sent it to him immediately because we still hang up the one or the two that we had for that we got for our wedding that were First Christmas together. Every year it goes on the tree, and it's just part of it will always be there. So
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so Mary is a guardian angel in training, and she's trying to help Jack get the spirit of comfort. So tell me a little bit about Mary.
Okay.
Who is she?
Mary is a peacemaker. Mm-hmm. So on earth, Mary was a wife and mother and just overall a peacemaker. And so her natural gift is to want to comfort. And so when she sees Jack and she sees how alone he is, even though he's surrounded by people, and she knows the story about his family, and so she really wants to bring comfort to his life, and she knows that that's going to be through people.
Yeah.
And so it's through also, he goes out into the community, he volunteers. So Jack's a good guy. He's just he's just used to being alone. Mm-hmm. He's just used to being alone. So he's a good guy, and so her job, Mary's job, is to just kind of point out to Jack how people can bring comfort to your life, because for him that hasn't really been the case other than through his job. Yeah. Like helping people and his patience, he has loved that.
Giving, he gets comfort, but he hasn't received.
He hasn't received.
Oh, receiving is big.
So that's the big part for Jack. And so the love interest in this story is Amelia, and she's a school teacher. Oh, okay. And so it was
school teachers.
I know. And if you
big shout out to all the school teachers.
And if you think it's at Christmas time how fun it is, like in elementary school, so there were so many fun scenes that I was able to write using the school, using her as a teacher, and then bring Jack into those situations and have interactions with kids.
Oh,
so
love it.
So
I love it.
Anyway, so Mary has those things to work with. She has his job. She has the community and the events, all the fun things in Benton Falls. And then she has Amelia, who Amelia, has her own little backstory. And so her and Jack together are able to find comfort in each other.
That's awesome. Kind of two wounded souls finding each other. Oh, I love that. Very cool. Well, and I heard that what did I hear? The definition of the word helpmeet is someone who is strong where you are weak.
Oh,
I love that. Yeah. So that idea that when you find somebody who's strong in an area that you're weak in. Yeah. So, yeah.
I love that.
I did. I love that too. Okay, so I'm going to give you the mic for a minute so that you can read. We have an angel story that was submitted by one of our viewers / listeners. If you would like to submit a story, please send it to us at Angel, what is it?
Angel Institute Stories.
Yeah, Angel Institute Stories at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or you can find that link on our website, angelinstitutebooks.com. Feel free, send us those stories because these are uplifting and they're wonderful and they remind us that heaven is not that far away. And so, all right, Erica, take it away.
Okay, our angel story was submitted by Bev. Last week, we went out to dinner with my parents. After dinner, my stepdad went to pay for our meal. The waitress had a big smile on her face and let him know that he didn't need to pay for the meal. Confused, my stepdad asked why he didn't need to pay for the meal, and the waitress explained that our meal had already been paid for. My stepdad then inquired who had paid for our meal and was told that the man sitting in the booth behind us had paid for it. Oh, stunned and speechless, my stepdad came back to the booth and related to us what had happened. He was all choked up, and it brought tears to our eyes for the kindness of this angel. We were so touched by this generous act that we all talked about wanting to pass that kindness on to others. We want others to feel what we felt that night. I read an article by Carl D. Hurst shortly after this incident that I felt went along with what we felt that night. He states, "Isn't it wonderful that there are times when we can feel so fully and personally noticed and loved. When I see people showing Christ-like love for one another, it feels to me as if that love contains more than just their love. It is the love that also has divinity in it. When we love one another in this way, heaven gets involved too."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. If you do if you do feel filled with love in this season of your life, please try to hold on to it as effectively as a sieve holds. Sieve holds water. Splash it everywhere you go. Sincerely, Beth. Oh, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
I love that.
Well, let's read that line again because I was really struggling here. But that part that says, "When I see people showing Christ-like love to one another, it feels to me as if that love contains more than just their love. It also has divinity in it."
Yes. Doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It does. And you can feel that. It definitely comes through. I love that.
Yeah. And then last line. "When we love one another in this way, heaven gets involved too." Which is all of our angel stories.
I know every single one of them.
Heaven gets involved.
Can we talk about the prequel?
Oh, yes.
I am so excited about this. Okay, so Erica and I were talking, and I felt like something was missing from the series, the catalyst that put everything into motion. And we wanted to be able to share something and just give you something this holiday season, just as a gift. And so we talked about a prequel for the Angel Institute series, and we came up with this really fun idea. I'm super excited about it. So everything that happens in Benton Falls, like everything happens for a reason, right? So if you just jump into the series, you're like, oh yeah, these angels are assigned and all of that's going on. But if you go back to the prequel, you'll find out that Pastor Danny Roberts, who is mentioned in several of the angels' books, sends out a special Christmas prayer for help for Benton Falls. And it's a short story, it's a little novella, and it talks about him seeing the needs of all of these people in Benton Falls and praying for help for them. And so literally the answer to his prayer was a league of angels being sent to Benton Falls to help all of these people with their individual problems.
Right.
Like they don't come with a blanket solution. They come individually, which I absolutely love.
Right.
So when we got the prequel done, I was so excited because I felt like it was the missing link.
Yeah. I mean, I have loved this series, and it's been so fun to share it with people and for the response. And like being able to give them a little something more is so great. But I love seeing, like, here's your assignment. But guess where your assignment came from? It came from the prayer of someone.
Yes.
Which, isn't that true?
Oh, yeah.
I know there are angels on errands, and we know why. Because of prayer.
Because of prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because somebody
I
prayed.
love this.
I know. I love the power of prayer, that it's manifest in these stories in this way. And then, all right. I think we've about covered everything today. And we just want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving last week and a very Merry Christmas coming up. I'm so excited we get to finally say this.
I know.
I want to give Thanksgiving its due because gratitude is such a strong superpower. But for it to lead into, and honestly, we talked in another podcast about the power of Christmas and how things change. And I wonder if part of that is not that right before we have this massive outpouring of gratitude in the world or in the U.S. Like, do you think maybe that opens the gate for Christmas?
Right when you just said that, it totally clicked for me. Oh, that's why we have Thanksgiving right before the Christmas season. If you go into the Christmas season full of love and gratitude, grateful for what you have in your family, that...
Oh, the whole
order.
Season. Yes, the order. It's an order.
I love it. Yes, but why have I never
Gratitude
realized that?
first, and then the bounteous blessings that come at Christmas. Gratitude first.
Yes,
and
an opportunity to serve and give and love everyone.
And yes.
But if you come at the Christmas season with a grateful heart, why? That's like a light bulb going off right now.
Like, up right up.
Like, oh my gosh, why have I never realized that?
I don't know, but it's beautiful. It just hit
Wow,
me
you learn
today too
something
while we
new
were
all the
talking.
time.
So
Every day.
all right. So please, if you've liked this podcast, please hit that subscribe button. Share it with someone that you think would love it, or even maybe just like it a little. Share it around. We love to talk about wonderful things that are uplifting and that help bring the spirit of Christmas or Thanksgiving or all things heaven into your life. So we will see you next Monday.